Hello, hello. Today I have Inset by Michael Lefkowitz. And I always love when he sends a puzzle because he does it so rarely. I know it's one of his best ones. Makes me very excited to try it. Let's get into the rules. They're very short. I'm sure they'll make um, a very tight rule box. Anyway, we have a bunch of Latin squares. So presumably each of these squares in the bold highlighting is an n by n Latin square. And in each of those n by n Latin squares, we're going to place the digits 1 to n once each in every row and every column. So let's take this middle one as an example. I'm going to place, because it's a 4 by 4 square, I'm going to be placing the digits 1 to 4 in some order in each row and each column. Nothing, boxes are not they're not considered in this puzzle. So I could have another 4 here. That would be fine because these are just Latin squares. They're not Sudokus. And then each circle has an odd sum. When I read that rule, I immediately had the thought, well, how big are these circles allowed to get before they would no longer touch every cell in the square that kind of just barely fits the circle? And I haven't done the math to figure that out, but I think it's actually pretty big. But at least in these situations, even with this 3 by 3 circle, all 9 of the squares that make up all 9 of the cells that make up the bigger square that circle sits in are touched by the circle. So I'm going to say that this circle means that all 9 of these squares add up to an odd number in the case of the circle. Now, I think Juggler or Michael has done puzzles where with like diagonal lines and triangular boxes where you only do half the digit, and we're not going to do anything like that with the circles where I figure out the area in here, not to give him any ideas. I think it's just if this is a 3, then a 3 will be counted in the sum of the circle. I mean, since it has to be odd, there's just no way the area is going to come into play here because the area of the circle is why can't I think of the word? Not irrational. It's irrational, right? So no matter what digits you place in here, you're not going to make it work. Anyway, that's a big digression for no reason. These circles have an odd sum. These squares have an even sum. So this digit will be even. This digit will be even. These 4 will sum to an even number. These 4 will sum to an even number, and that's it. So those are all the rules we have. And somehow this is going to solve. Obviously it's going to solve. It's got quite a number of solves. But it's not obvious to me how. So like take down here. Down here, this is a 2 by 2 square. So these are the cells 1 and 2 in some order. And it's either going to be 1s like this and 2s like that, or vice versa, right? 1s like this and 2s like this. Now I know that this is going to be a 1. I shouldn't say I know. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure this is going to be a 1, because if it's not a 1, if it's say it's a 2, like let's say that's a 2, then I'm going to have 1 3 here and 1 3 here. And now the problem is going to be like, no matter what I do going forward, I'm never going to be able to disambiguate 1s and 3s. Right? There's no information, like everything else in this puzzle. In fact, I mean, generally that's true, right? So if I ignore the fact that I have these squares, right, there is nothing separating 1 from 3 from 5, right? I mean, I have odds and even clues. That's really it. The only thing I have to go on this puzzle are odds and even clues. So I can't disentangle 1, 3, and 5. I can't disentangle 2, 4, and 6 from each other, except by virtue of the fact that these Latin squares are placed over each other like so. So to disentangle 1 from 3, it's got to be that this is an overlapped 1. But obviously I'm not going to use that because I don't know the solution's unique. But it does help me to just think about like what kinds of things might end up disambiguating here. But maybe it's worth thinking a little more carefully about Because, I mean, what I'm noticing is, right, there's no 6 here in this overlap because this 3 by 3 square here is part of this 5 by 5 Latin square. So I can't put 6s in a 5 by 5 Latin square. So there's no 6 here. Well, that does mean that there has to be 3 6s over here, right? So this row needs a 6, it's got to be here. This row needs a 6, it's got to be here. This row needs a 6, it's got to be here. Same thing in the columns. Well, actually, so I get a 6 immediately, right here, right? I need a 6 in this column. Where does it go? It can't go here because that's in the 5 by 5 Latin square. Can't go in these odd cells, so it's got to go here. Same thing over here. Right? In this column, I need a 6. Can't go in the 3 by 3. Can't go here because of this 6. Can't go here because it's odd. So that's a 6. And then this is a 6 as well. So I get 3 6s right away just from thinking about where the 6s are here. But I think there's something a little more general happening here, right? So whatever I don't know what digits are here, but whatever digits I put here, the complement of those digits in terms of the 3 sets of digits 1 to 6 are going to show up here. And the complement of this set of digits is going to show up here because this is 3 sets of the digits 1 to 6. So in fact, these 9 digits and these 9 digits are the same, which I guess is just a very trivial set, right? So if I call these orange, right, and these blue, then I know that the orange is 3 sets of the digits 1 to 6. So blue is 3 sets of the digits 1 to 6. Take out the overlap. If I take out the overlap, I don't know what's left, but I know that these digits are the same as these digits. Now, is that interesting? I don't know yet. But it strikes me that it could be if I learn a little more about evens and odds here. And there's like a core, I mean, these 4 are going to be the same as these 4. But even going from like here to here, this digit, whatever it is going to show up twice here. Because like, let's say, I know it's a 2. So let's say, I know it's a 1. So let's say it's a 1. Then here I'm going to have a 2, 3 somewhere. Here I'm going to have a 2, 3 somewhere. Which means I need a 1 in this row and a 1 in this row. So I'm going to end up having 2 1s in this box and a 2 and a 3. And another way to think about that is the same set is going to kind of apply here. Only what I'm going to end up with is this is going to be this digit plus the digits 1 to 3 once each. So in other words, this digit twice and the other digits once each. And similarly, let's erase the digits because I don't want to accidentally use that as a deduction. Similarly over here, I don't know what these 4 digits are, but these 4 digits are going to show up in these 9 squares plus the digits 1 to 5 once each. Let me make absolutely sure that's true. It makes sense in my head, but let me prove it. So yeah, so it's kind of if you call this blue, but you also call this blue. This is another fairly simple set, but this happens twice. So we'll call this, we'll get a green flash to it because it's twice. We call that 4 sets of 5 in blue. And if we call these orange, we also call these orange. Wait, is that what we want? It must be what we want. We call these orange as well. So we'll call these get a flash of red because they're twice orange. Then what happens? Well, I've got an extra, so these digits twice. Hold on. Yeah, so it does work out, but that's interesting because it's the set here is actually not very intuitive. But what the set is telling us is that if I take these digits twice, those will show up here twice. But I also need to add in the digits 1 to 9. Oh, sorry, 1 to 5, because I did 6 sets. I did 1 to 5 twice. So everything's twice in some sense. So these digits twice. So I had 4 blues, right? But I had 6 oranges because I did 3 this way and 3 this way. Well, what that means is these 4 digits twice are these 4 digits twice plus the digits 1 to 5 twice. And I can't imagine why it wouldn't be true that I could just half everything and that would still be true. Because I can't. It can't be true that I'm taking away in some sense something other than these 4 digits and still making it work. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So, am I convinced? I'm like 99% convinced, but the proof is not very appealing to me. Why not? How can I make that more appealing? I mean, it's right because there are 9 cells here, right? So what are these cells? They're 9 digits from the digits 1 to 5, right? Well, each of those digits is going to appear twice. Now, suppose this were anything other than these 4 digits somewhere, and then the digits 1 to 5 again. Well, for anything else, the counts would be off, right? Because this is, I don't know what these digits are, but let's say they're 1, 1, 2, 4, right? Then what I need to have up here is going to be, in some order, 1, 1, 2, 4, 1. I can't do another 1 there. I need another 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this, right? Because if I have anything other than this set of 9 digits, right, it's 1, 1, 2, 4, and then everything else twice. So, like, suppose, there are a couple things I could change. Suppose I change this double to 3. So I've doubled another digit twice. Well, if I do that, now I have way too many 3s, right? If I count this twice, because it's orange, I've got 4 3s, and I have no 3s here. When in fact, I should have 2 3s, because it's these digits twice, plus the digits 1 to 5 twice. So I basically, whatever digits aren't here are here exactly once, because they're in here twice, exactly twice. So I think it is fair to say, because these digits are here twice and these digits are here twice, and the extra digits 1 to 5 are also twice, the set allows you, I've never done this in set, but it strikes me as fine to say, because the number of cells are fixed, I can essentially half everything and everything holds true, right? So if I think about what's in here once, right, it's what's in here twice divided by 2. So that's just red. Yeah, that's the way I think about it. If I think about what's in here twice, it's just what's in here once doubled. So that's definitely true. And now you get immediately that what's in here is in here plus an extra 1 to 5. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Hopefully that made some sense to somebody out there. This is even. These are odd. And I'm also noticing that these digits are only from 1 to 4. No, 1 to 3. I was sorry. I didn't go back far enough. Yeah, these are from 1 to 3 because this is a 3 by 3 Latin square. And these digits are the same as these digits, but from the set we talked about at the very beginning. So these are 1 to 3, and so these are 1 to 3. And therefore these digits are these 4 digits, whatever they are, which are only from 1, 2, 3. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is to say that there is exactly 1, 4 and exactly 1, 5 in here. Which means there are 2 4s, because between these 3 columns, there needs to be 2 4s and 2 5s. So there needs to be 3 4s and 3 5s. Only one of them is in here, of each, 1 4 and 1 5. So 2 of the 4s have to be in here. Well, how do I get 2 4s in here? I can only go in those 2 spots. And now how do I get 3 5s in here? I can only go in those 3 spots. No, I only need 2 5s. Sorry, I only need 2 5s. How do I get 2 5s in here? Probably multiple ways. I could do 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, lots of ways to do 2 5s. But this 4 gives me a 2 here. And so now these are odd. And I do know the parity of this, right? Because this is odd. This whole thing is odd because 1 to 6 is 21. That's odd. Odd times 3 is still odd. So this is odd, which means this whole thing is even. Hold on. So I should know the parity of this. This whole thing is even, which means this whole thing is even. These are both odds. If I take those without, that's again. So this is even. This is even, and that's important because these two together are even because it's a set of 1 to 6 twice. So whatever one, even if 1 to 6 weren't odd, double it, that's going to be even. We said this is even, so take that out. This is still even. Still even, still even, still even. Take those out, that's still even. This is now even, but not 2, 4, 6. That's now a 2. And now I need 2 5s, which have to go there. Right, and now you can see, I think, more obviously why 1 and 3 basically cannot be disambiguated through here, right? Except through, it's going to get propagated from down here. I wonder if that's the last thing that's going to happen. Probably not. Or maybe, who knows? I don't know. But these are all odd now. These have a 4, a 2, and then whatever's not here. I'm tempted to label the 1s and 3s A's and B's or something, but I'm not there yet. So this is from 1, 2, 3. Oh, and this is even, so that's a 2. These are from 1, 3, 5. So these are both odd. So these are both the same, and they can't both be odd. So this is a 2, 4 pair, and because that's a 2, it goes like this. This is a 1, 3 pair in the column, so that's a 5. Maybe I should do 1s and 3s actually, because that's going to give me a lot. Like label A, B for a 1, 3 pair. This is 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I probably should do that. I'm going to do that. So if I call this A, this is B. Whoops. Is B a keyboard shortcut I don't know about? Oh, it is. Weird. Okay, that's B. That's, whoops. That's A, that's B, that's A, that's B. There's an A in here with 5 and 6. This is just 3, 5, and 6. This circle is totally redundant now because I've done everything else with it. This is 2, 4, and B. This is A and 5. Right, so another way to think about this is that these 2 digits are up here with a 6. So if I take the 6 out of here, this 2, 4 pair shows up down here as a 2, 4 pair. This 4, 5, 6 shows up down here as a 4, 5 pair. So this is odd. So this is odd. So there's definitely a 2 here. Because if it's 1, 3, that's even. So there's a 2 here and a 2 here. That's both the 2s in the row. There's no 2 here, therefore. Which means, what does that mean? That means there's 1, 2 here. Which means this is not 2. Yeah. So, well, I don't know if we can do the A's, B's yet. But we've got this as a 1 now. Because if, how did I just do that? No, I've totally lost my track. This set of 4 digits has exactly 1, 2. So this set of 4 digits has exactly 1, 2, which means this isn't 2 because these 4 digits are this digit plus one of each of the digits again. So if this were a 2, there would be 2 2s in here, which there are not. There's 1 2 in here because there's 1 2 in here because of one of the 2s here. So that is now a 1 because it's not a 2, and that fills in this down here. And these are 2 3 pairs. It's the same thing. This digit here is going to show up here with a 4. This digit here is going to show up here with a 4. This digit shows up here with a 4. This is odd. Does that help me with this? I'm so sorry. I have so many thoughts swimming through my head. I should know the parity of this pair, right? Because, there are probably a million ways to do it, but the easiest way for me is that whole thing is even. Take out an odd. What's left is odd. Because this 4, 5 is 9, that's odd. This is also odd. So what's left here is even. This is even. So this pair is even. So the same parity, which means they're a 2, 4 pair. Because if they're from 1, 3, and 5, I'd have 4 odds in this row, which is not okay. So this is actually just B. And this is now a 2, 4 pair. Which actually didn't, oh, it helps me. There we go. 4, 2. This is not 4. Oh, and it gives me A and B here now. A, B. It makes this 5 because I have A and B looking at it. This is A, this is B. This is no longer A. I should be able to get rid of something. This is not 3 because it's not A or B. This 5, 6 pair puts a 4 here. This 5 looks over here. Whoops, no, I did something wrong. Oh no. Oh, this was 3. This was 2, 4, 6, not 4, 5, 6. Oh no. I wonder how badly that messes me up. We're only 20 minutes in. This should be okay. Okay, we'll go back to here. So this is a 2, 4, 6 pair. Sorry, I don't know why I don't have dyslexia or anything like that. For some reason, I scanned that as a 2 must be. Okay, let's go back and see what I can salvage. I'm going to stick with the A's and B's. This is then 5, 6A. This is 4, 5, 6. This is 2, 4B. This is not 2. This is not 2. This is a 5. This is 2, 4. This is 4, 5 still. Because this is odd, this has to be odd to make the whole thing even. To be even, it can't be 1, 3 pair, so it has to have a 2. There's no 2 here. Same exact logic applies. There's exactly 1, 2 here, which means this is not a 2, that's a 1. These are 2, 3 pairs. There's 2 1s here, which means there are no 1s here. So these are all from 2, 3, 4. This is even. Same thing applies. These can't both be odd because I have 4 odds in this row. So they're both even, which means there are only 2 evens in this 5 by 5. So these are 2, 4. This is still B. This is 4. This is 2. This is 6. What was this? 2. Where did S come from? This is no longer 6. This is not 4 or 6. This is 5. This is A. This 2 looks over here. That 4 must be doing something. 5 looks here. 6, 5, 6, 4. 2, 4, 6, B. So this must be A, B. A, B are both looking at this, so that's 5. These are A and B, like this. So yeah, I'm gonna get to this 1 is gonna somehow connect to A and B. Remember, A and B are 1 and 3 in some order. Whoops. So what are these digits? These are A and 5. Right, because it's whatever's here missing minus the 6. So this is 4 and 5. I was about to say, I know A is therefore odd, but I already know A is odd because A is 1 or 3. I'm missing, so there must be some way to propagate this through. Maybe it's from this end. It's got to be this circle, right? So what do I do with this circle? Oh, there's definitely a 2 here, we said, which I forgot to pencil in this time. But there has to be a 2 here to make this square work, which means that's a 4, that's a 2. This should be a 1, 3 pair. I don't know how. How did I get rid of 3 from here? Let's go back. I think I just took out a 3 instead of a 2 accidentally there. I don't think I used that. So This is actually a 1-3 pair. So that's 5, that's A. That's 4, that's 5. This is 2 and B, whatever that is. This is A and B, which means the repeated digit here is B, which means this is B. So B is 1, and A is 3. 3, 5 here. This is a 1, 2. This is a 1, 3. 1, 3 looks down here. This is a 2, 4 pair, which is going to help us with a circle in a second. 1, 2 looks here. That's a 3, 4. Can I do better here? I don't know that I can. There's 2 1s here, a 2 and a 3. This is odd, this is even. So these are different parities. So if this is 2, that's 3. But this could be 1 or 3 with 2 or 4. The thing that seems quite restricted is 2, 3, 1, 4, but I don't see an immediate problem with that. Yeah, so maybe it's this circle actually, because so this is odd. If this is even, these are both 3. Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1. That seems okay. Wait. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, I think these can't be. There's 2 1s in here, not 2 2s in here. Sorry. There are 2 1s in here. That could be fine. So if these are both 1s, this is a 2, 3 pair. Because this whole thing has to be odd, which means there are an odd number of evens in here. So there's exactly one of these are 2s. That's what I know from this circle. So which one is it? I'm thinking it's going to have to be here to break the symmetry. But what's the problem with this being a 2? If this is a 2, these are both 3, then these are both 2s. These are 2, these are 1s, that's a 3. 2, 2. Wait. No, these are, what did I say? If what do I think is going to happen? I think this is going to be a 2. So suppose it's not a, wait, do I think that's going to be a 2? Sorry, I go back and forth in my head. I think it's the only way to break this symmetry, because I guess this is kind of a symmetry break, but there's I don't know how I disambiguate 2s and 3s if this were 2. Oh no, this could be 2 and these could be 3s. Or this could be odd and this could be 2, 3. Maybe it's the other way. So if this is odd, this has to be a 2, 3 pair. And now I think, so this can't be 3. Let's start there. This cannot be a 3, because if this is a 3, these are both 2s and the circle doesn't work. So I've got odd, odd, even, even, which is even, but the whole sum should be odd. This can't be 3. It could be in theory 1, but I think 1's not going to work, because then I'm going to have a 2, 3 disambiguation problem. So what's the problem with this being 1 other than that? So if this is 1, this is 1, because there's 2 1s in this 2x2 box. If this is 1, then this is 1. Then this is odd to make this all work. This also can't be 2. Because if this is 2, this has to be even, but can't be 2 to make the circle work. And now this can't be 3. Because if this is 3, this is, these are different parities, so these are the same parity to make this odd. So this can't be 3, because then this says nothing it can be. So now I've got this thing, and these can't both be, these can't both be 2 because then these are both 1s and there's no 3. And these can't both be 1. So these are both 1. These can't both be 2 now. All right, which means neither of them are 2. So okay. I have 2 1s in this 2 by 2 box. Either they're here, or they can't be. Because if these are both 1s, there's no place to put 3 in here, and that's going to break all kinds of problems for 3s. So the 1s have to go this way. This is a 2-3 pair. Oh, so it is. So I am going to somehow break this 2-3. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that is the way it's going to have to be. This is odd. So this is odd. So that's a 3. Oh, that's how it's going to break it. 1, 3, 1, 2. This 2 looks over here. The 4 looks over here. And the 5 looks over here. There's no 3 here. This 3 looks down to here. 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. This 3 looks over here. And we are just about done. Wow. Well done. I want to know a secret. If there had been no clues in any of the grids other than the big gray circle and the 6 by 6, you could still place 4 digits. What? Other than the big gray circle and the 6 by 6, I could still place 4 digits. Well, let's think about it for a second and see if I come back to it. If there had been no clues in any of the grids other than the big gray circle and 6 by 6, you could still place 4 digits. It had to be 6s, right? But how do you place them without? Unless it's the 1 somehow. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how I'd get a 4th one. How do I place 4 digits knowing only that? I don't know. I don't understand that at all. But it's an interesting question. So I'll let you go now. We've solved the puzzle. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Michael, for setting that is wonderful. I'm going to spend a few more minutes thinking if I can solve this. And even if I can, I think I'll still post this up. But let's have a wonder about why that is. Why can we still place 4? So let's reset. Or let's actually back up and think about what I pencil marked to start with. You can know because I started with the 1, 3, 5 and this. Yeah, no, it doesn't help. So it doesn't. So I can't use those. All I have is these. Maybe it's do something to do with the even and oddness of this. But suppose knowing the even and oddness doesn't really help me because even the digits have to be something like this. So it has to still be somehow that you can place 1s. Because if all I know is this, there's nothing separating this row from this row from this row. So, and there's nothing separating, surely, those columns at all from each other. So there's no way I could place a digit here that wasn't also, say, here. Now, and if, let's say I tried to place three 6s here, here, and here, there's nothing that would say it couldn't be like that. Because the only thing I have is a 3 by 3 clue that's symmetric. So the only thing I could possibly place, I mean, it must be these 4 digits. And maybe it is that uniqueness. I'm starting. I think it is that uniqueness angle. That if this is a 2, right? So I think it's these 4 digits. Because if it's not, and I think it's by uniqueness, right? If I have it this way, I can't possibly disambiguate 1 and 3. So, assuming the solution is unique, yeah, that we'll see if that. I'll ask him after. But I feel good that that's what it means. But maybe I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, you'll never know because or maybe I'll put it in the next video if I'm wrong. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next time.